Yo, what's going on, guys? And today, quick little video. We're going to be talking about expansion teams. Look, if we're really going to talk about what's going on with expansion teams, we're going to have to discuss that it's kind of put on the back burner. They're really trying to figure out NBA Europe first, but with the new media deal, it's going to be splitting up the pie 30 ways. And yes, it's 3 times more revenue than they were making before. But as a result, it seems like they're kind of in a patient wait and see. Why? Because we don't know what the expansion fees are going to be. I think they hope it's 6 to 7 billion. I mean, they would love to get 10 billion like the Lakers were sold for, but that's not a realistic number. And as a result, I think when you look at this market, Las Vegas might be best suited as a hub for the in-season tournament, the NBA Cup, and Summer League, rather than a full-fledged franchise. Tourism is dead in Las Vegas. Whether you want to believe it or not, it's not what it used to be, and nobody wants to live in Las Vegas full time, believe it or not. So, Seattle, I think everybody agrees, is the team that we all expect to return to the NBA at some point. They reserve the rights to the franchise. Like, if they come back, everything historically, the team gets to keep it, because in a lawsuit, part of the settlement was the branding, the history, all of that remained with the city. And it's a top 15 TV market. It's basically the hottest, the most untapped market that the NBA is not in. So why not? Obviously, the only thing is that the expansion fee, what the cost of it, and this is the other thing. The real big part is expansion wouldn't be as worrisome if there was still regional sports network money. And that's how this would all be fixed and configured. But now that money's gone. So we don't know if they want to dilute the piece of the pie with 2 new owners. But if there were, it would be Seattle, Las Vegas. The reason why people want Las Vegas to be this market is that it's because it's a very fast-growing metro, and that it seems to be a good market. But I really think that the Las Vegas Knights were able to entrench themselves in the market, that I don't think the Raiders and all the other sports teams, it's more kind of like a business place. And the optics, I just don't see it ever having a true fan base. This is why I think Kansas City is the dark horse to be that second expansion team. I've said this repeatedly. They have an NBA-ready arena in T-Mobile Center. It was built for the Pittsburgh Penguins when they were trying to lure them. They ended up not coming. And guess what? Former Los Angeles Lakers minority owner and the owner of Crypto.com Arena, a.k.a. Staples Centers, Mr. Anschutz Entertainment Group, owns Power and Live, which is across the street from it, and he's the operator of the arena. The city of Kansas City owns the arena, and they can move in. The Koch family, aka Koch brothers, huge Midwest, aka Kansas-based family, have 15% stake in the Brooklyn Nets, so they can just already be vetted NBA-approved owners who can then just now buy or pay for an expansion team and just bring it to KC. You now get yourself Nebraska fans, Northern Oklahoma fans, Arkansas fans, Missouri fans, Lower Illinois fans, even some Southeast Denver fans, Kansas fans. One of the biggest this also because I went to the University of Kansas, I might be biased, but you just get yourself an opportunity to get a whole thing. Now, and also the Chiefs might be moving to Kansas City, Kansas, so you get this whole KC-Mo, and no other team is in KC-Mo. That was my pitch there. Nashville, it just does feel like everybody wants to bring a team to the Music City. Yes, there's already 3 major teams there, but it's a booming Metro, you'd have an arena already there in Bridgestone. I think it would be worth it. That's another one that I think kind of Nashville, Seattle, and KC are like the three biggest markets. KC is also a bigger TV market than Nashville. So, I mean, than Las Vegas. I think Nashville's a little bit bigger. And St. Louis is actually bigger than KC. St. Louis, the problem with St. Louis, and I think St. Louis is cool and everything. They have an arena. It's a central travel hub. Like, it's in the middle of everywhere. You kind of have the same application of that tri-state thing with Missouri, Kentucky, Ohio, all, being able to bring different types of people in there. So I think that's something that like could be huge. Next, the big problem is that it's a huge decline in population. It's one of the fastest declining populations in America. So that's like the whole thing with me is like, is that going to be worth it or not? San Diego, they have a large metro, but it just feels like somebody tell me, like, obviously the climate and everything, I just feel like there's too many California teams to be overlapping with the LA teams. There's not really a area or arena or an area to say that they're going to build an arena. So it just doesn't feel like a big enough city. And that's where a lot of these other cities like Pittsburgh, another one where like, yes, they have the PPG paint arena and they have a sports tradition, but another Philadelphia or another Pennsylvania team. Now you'd have Philadelphia and you'd have yourself Pittsburgh. I don't see that being there. And you already have two New York teams. And then you have yourself the Cleveland Cavaliers. I don't see that being a market. And Louisville, yes, a great NBA city or basketball city that has an NBA ready arena in the Yum Center. And I just think the problem is that, yes, you create that tri-state. It's just in the middle of nowhere. I don't know if anyone's driven to Louisville or through Louisville. It's in the middle. Like, it's at the end of Missouri and like in like the start of Kentucky. It's an interesting place because you go to St. Louis and then you go down to like Louisville. So if you were going to go for the Louisville market, you might as well just go to St. Louis at that point, is what I was going to say. Now we'll go to the international. And the whole thing keeping international teams from really being viable is you got to pay the players in the currency that those teams are in, that those countries that those teams are in, while also having then to deal with higher taxes, pay a premium. And then every time you travel, you got to clear customs. It's not fun. But Montreal, everyone loves Montreal that I talk to. People are a fan. I live in South Florida, so I have to deal with the snowbirds that come from the French Canadians that come from there, come down I-95. And the beaches just become je ne sais quoi. S'il vous plaît. Je m'appelle Cyro Asseo. I don't know much other French, but. And then the same thing applies for Mexico City. This is just. The high altitude was another thing, but like I just think the travel, they don't have a great arena, and it's really just not worth it in my opinion. So that's it. Those were my thoughts. If you made it to the end, let me hear your thoughts. Ciao.